Tonight, technology versus tradition in the Kimberleys. Australia's fastest production car and lawn bowls, Warren style.
Welcome to Top Gear Australia. Now, around our office, Steve is the resident geek. Any new gadget, gizmo, as soon as he's invented, he's just got to have it. Now, the other day, it was boring as rigid with the relative merits of GPS. Now, Warren saw this as a great idea for a Top Gear challenge. And I saw it as a great idea for a free holiday in the outback.
So to defend GPS's honour, I've chosen this, which happens to be attached to a TRD Hilux. And that thing's got 300 horsepower.
The Kimberleys, stunningly beautiful. For the tourist, it can't be beaten. But as a tourist, you can be eaten. This is Home Valley, the perfect place for Warren's test of tradition against Steve's technology, ancient wisdom against modern wizardry.
Mate, this is what I've got. Supercharged TRD Hilux. I mean, this thing's got the latest GPS system. I've got 11 satellite gods over my head. That's all I need.
You can keep your gadgets because I'm going to be riding Ned, and guiding me is my mate Diesel, who's a local tracker, and he knows the Kimberley like the back of his hand.
So, it's Steve on the GPS versus Warren on the GG.
Diesel, I don't know how to ride a horse. This is my confession, and I don't have the driver's handbook for this. Can you show me how to get on?
Okay. Here's your range.
Yeah.
Left foot.
I can't get up that high. Hang on.
Like this in there.
Here?
This one.
And then what? Straight up?
Straight over.
Diesel obviously had his work cut out for him. But my only job before enjoying my holiday was to start them off on this orienteering exercise.
Here's the go, boys. Out there somewhere is the perfect Kimberley campsite. You boys are going to find it.
They've got just 3 hours to find 3 waypoints. Each waypoint has a clue to help them find the secret campsite. Warren gets the place names, Steve gets the coordinates, and they both have to get there by sundown.
Your coordinates,
Thank you.
your place names,
Red hot.
on your bikes, boys.
Let's do it. How the hell's this thing work?
As Steve entered the coordinates and Warren entered the unknown, my planned outback activity was cruelly curtailed.
Oi, wake up. I'm set, let's go.
Because Warren was in Diesel's capable hands, it was thought only fair that Steve should have help too. I was shoved into the chauffeur's seat.
Left here, mate.
Okay, mate. You have my complete support at this stage. But I didn't see a horse cross the river.
That's because Diesel knew where he was going.
Actually, you know what? A GPS is now saying to go back that way. What? Oh, hang on. Do I want the TomTom Plus services? Do you need what? No.
Which way?
Cancel setup. No, hang on. If your phone asks for a password. What? What's it? What? Hang on. Oh, what? See, now it's telling us to go that way.
That way.
Yeah, that way.
That way.
Well, we're going to go back that way.
So, where do you reckon those blokes are now, mate? I mean, I wouldn't imagine they'd have any idea where they're going. I mean, if Steve and Charlie are in charge, I mean, really, they couldn't run a choco vine over an outback dunny as far as I can tell.
I'm getting the urge to pee now. My kidneys...
Funny, I'm getting the urge to kill.
This is a bit like the man from Snowy River, without the snow or the river. Hey, Diesel?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have a GPS here. Do you know where we're going?
Yep.
See, I can't see Steve getting that damn Hilux through here. This is just puncture every metre. I mean, do you ever end up getting a flat horseshoe out here?
sure this time?
Yeah, it's flashing. The little light, look at that. It's just flashing, see it?
I think that's an oil light. We've probably got the hole in the sump.
Now, the problem with GPS in the bush is that they know exactly where to go, but have no idea how to get there.
That was a major error.
that's not good.
We're getting out of here if we can.
Love the supercharger. How good's that? And it creates its own dust storm. I love that.
But while we were making a willy-willy, Warren was looking less of a wally-wally.
Well, mate, this place is wide and it looks like it's made of iron. Is this White Iron Falls?
Yep.
Oh, good. Well, look at that. What a drop. It's just incredible. Absolutely astonishing. Aha! Here's our first clue. Creek. That narrows it down. There's only 70 million creeks in the Kimberley. Let's get going. We've got to keep in front.
I don't believe it. You've got a problem, Sunshine. Look who's here.
Oh, Was. Hey, Was, how the hell did you get here so quick?
Hello, Sunshine. Where are you? Oh, I see you.
Okay, so where's the clue?
Doesn't your little whiz-bang gadget give you the clue? Mate, I always knew you were clueless. We're wasting time. See ya.
That's why these things are portable. It says it's in the middle of a river.
Yeah, good luck with that. I'll just mind the car.
Yeah, thanks.
As you were, Charles.
Ah. 0.44, 0.49.
Both Warren and Steve had their first clue, with Warren slightly in the lead. Now, Steve and I weren't lost. We just didn't know where we were going.
So what are we looking for?
Well, I've just got coordinates, mate. I don't actually know what it is. It's like, unlike the last one, mate, it's flashing in the green, not in the blue. So we're not actually looking for water here.
Oh, hallelujah. That is a good news thing.
And since we weren't sure which direction to go in, I thought we'd go in them all at once.
That's how you navigate. You do circles and join them up.
See, isn't this better than a horse? You can't do doughies on a horse.
No, you can't. Ride 'em, cowboy.
You quite done? I've got a clown and a horse to beat. Come on, let's go.
Sorry.
Mate, I'm glad you know where you're going, because I am totally and utterly lost.
But we knew where to go. The satellites had got it right for once.
Now, that's got to be there, doesn't it?
It's got to be it. Yes. 105, 005. Come on, let's go. Come on, come on.
Hang on, hang on. There's no horse poop here. You might actually be in front of him. Just a thought, just a thought.
Technology was temporarily triumphing over tradition, but both Warren and Steve were running out of time to find the secret Kimberley campsite.
Now, the Kimberley is an amazing place, but I was seeing far too much of it. Now, if I had to charge around in the middle of nowhere with Steve, well, at least we're in front for the time being. Find out who wins later in the show. But right now, time for the news.
First up, an electric shock. An electric car has been invented that doesn't actually look like it's a cube on wheels or a kitchen appliance. There's an English car mob called Lightning that have actually come up with a car that looks really hot and sexy. Take a look at that thing there.
Is that an electric car?
That's an electric car. Looks a bit like a Jag or an Aston. What do you reckon, Charles?
Yeah, it does look very hot. I mean, it's got all the disadvantage of an electric car, though, and no boot space.
So it's a proper sports car then?
Yeah, be nice to it, guys. This thing has 420 kilowatt motors. So actually, total that up, 480 kilowatts.
Crikey.
That's like over 600 horsepower. This thing does 0 to 100 in 4 seconds dead. So it's actually faster than, you know, most sports cars on the planet.
For how long?
Yeah, quite a while. Yeah, exactly.
Steve, this is an electric car, but where does the electricity come from?
Yeah, well, dirty, belching, filthy coal-powered station, I suspect.
Well, I thought that'd be the case, so I was sort of mucking around with this idea today. So this really needs an accessory, which is your own very own box trailer filled with your own belching, you know, coal station. A handy thing.
I bet you even on the Lightning, that cord between the trailer and the car doesn't work. You know, your indicators never work, or the stoplights are always buggered with that thing.
Have some guy behind you go, mate, your left chimney's down a little bit. This one has been belching a bit more smoke.
But this thing, guys, seriously, it carries 30 batteries or more in it. I mean, imagine if you got one for Christmas, batteries not included.
I actually like Ferrari's solution to this. Blokes, you're going to love this. This is the ultimate bloke logic, right? What Ferrari have claimed is that they are actually impacting on the planet less than Toyota. Now, follow me with this. This logic is brilliant. Ferrari say we sell 4,000 or 5,000 cars a year, and the Prius, well, up to date, they've sold 1 million of these things, all right? Toyota sold 1 million Priuses. So, totally, Ferrari actually polluting less than the Priuses are. How good's that?
Mate, on that logic, a top fuel dragster is actually the thing to drive, because they only drive a quarter of a mile and it's all over.
Well, speaking of fuzzy logic, the wild and crazy guys at Volvo are out in the bush looking at locusts. I don't mean locust least and that sort of thing. No, locusts. You know why they're looking at locusts? Have a look at those. There's not one locust bumping into another one. There's some safety research program. They're studying locusts because they don't crash into each other. So ultimately, you'll end up with a Volvo that will never crash into anything.
What's the point of that? I mean, if you've got the world's safest car, I want value for money. I want to bang the thing up. I want to know how good it is. That's crap.
Yeah, no, look, you won't have an accident with a Volvo, but they'll still splatter your windscreen. That's a good thing.
But in fairness to Volvo, guys, come on. I mean, they worked very hard, especially in the 90s, to improve their image. I mean, they won the British Touring Car Championship. Yeah. The great Peter Brock raced one. It was that station wagon, remember? Yeah. They brought it over. Fantastic job they did with it. So, you know, shame about... Nice car, shame about the image. But Volvo does lead me to Volvo drivers, which leads me to road rage. Now, have I got some news for you? Surveys in Australia show that Australian drivers, well, we're becoming more aggressive. 1 in 5 are engaging in road rage, verbal abuse, etc. So, I make that 1, 2, 3, 4... You bastard! But Tasmania seems to be the worst. 44% of Tasmanians think that payback is entirely justifiable if someone's cut you up. 3 out of 4 people in Tasmania have been tailgated, and 1 in 6 have actually been forced off the road. It's not a target Tasmania.
Yeah, but I don't believe any of these surveys, because when they asked me, I told them to go and get stuffed.
Nationally, 83% of people admit that they have abused other drivers. That seems very low to me. I mean, what's the other 17% been? Come on, guys, you know, get into it. Coming up next, we don't have a star in a bog-standard car. We've got a legend. This week's star in a bog-standard car is one of Australia's most successful and best-loved actors. In fact, if he's not in a movie, you can't call it an Australian film for tax purposes. We even had to get permission from the National Trust just to bring him here. Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Thompson. Now, mate, talk about prolific. I mean, it would actually be easier and shorter to list the films you weren't in than the movies you've made over the years.
It's been an extraordinary career. It's been a great delight to be a part of the Australian film industry, to have it come from where there were no films being made here to where now we're making films that are some of the best in the world.
your most recent films. I mean, you know, Mal's Last Stand.
Yeah, about Mal's Last Dancer with Bruce Beresford, and before that, in fact, only the other day I was doing some extra voiceover for Australia, which was shot right there where you blokes were getting lost.
Well, lost is irrelevant.
Well, it's a relevant term, I know, but you know, it was pretty close to there. I could have shown you how to find those spots.
Isn't it an amazing part of the world?
It's fantastic. And when you see it in the film, when you see it there on television, it already looks extraordinary. That extraordinary Ord River, barra fishing, which is what I hear you were doing.
Wow.
And they then rushed around in the car to do a couple of shots.
Trying to look busy. What about Warren, mate? How do you reckon he's going to go on that horse?
Well, mate, he's got a good tracker there. He's got a good tracker. He knows the country. If he knows the country, that little Tom-Tom's going to have something to beat.
Yes, I don't know if I had a great tracker next to me. We'll have to see.
The Tom-Tom might head you direct for that ravine over there, like it did for that little gully you went into.
Well, we did actually do a hell of a lot of circles. Now, some of the circles were my fault, in fact. But it's a hell of a place up there. You are literally in the middle of nowhere.
You are in the middle of nowhere. It's an extraordinary feeling, that sense that there's more of it than there is of you. There's nothing like, it's like, to me, being in that part of the outback is like being at sea, out of the sight of land. You realise that there's more of this planet than there is of us people. And when you're out there in that kind of country, it's just an extraordinary feeling. You go out there, spend a couple of days camping and fishing on that river. Nothing better.
Now, let's talk motoring.
Yes.
Because it is a car show. Well, we do
It is.
a bit of stuff here. Your first car?
My first car, I was 17. And I was out in Western New South Wales. And there's a mate of mine who was a jackaroo on the neighbouring station. He said he had an uncle who was going to sell him a Hudson Terraplane.
Awesome.
And if I came up with £5, I could have a share of it. It cost
Which bit?
It cost him 20 quid, and he got another two of us, and we all put £5 in, and that was it. But he never gave us a drive of it. He always had, he always had to go to Dubbo or something, or it needed a bit of repair. We got to drive it a couple of times. He was a smart bloke, I think. I think he's running a big car yard somewhere now.
So it wasn't a drive, it was more a cameo.
Yeah, it was.
Now, favourite car?
Oh, my favourite car. Boy, I don't know what my favourite car is. The car that's been my favourite for a long time, actually, is an old Peugeot 505.
Geography teacher's car.
There you go, geography teacher's car. Yeah, well, maybe. They've done pretty good, Peugeot, over the years. And the 505, I think the GTI, the last of the rear-wheel drive cars, was a pretty good car on the road.
You've done a lot of driving in your movies?
I have done a lot of driving in the movies, and I've driven trucks, and I've driven four-wheel drives, and bush bashing and that sort of thing, and rolled cars on purpose, stunts. But,
on purpose.
But I've never done any really fast driving. Not like you. I don't mean not really fast driving.
Now, mate, before we have a look at your hot lap, I thought it was important that we review your driving style, actually, just to check it out.
The driving
We're going to
style.
review your driving style. Have a look at this.
Oh, no. Oh, yes.
It's all looking good so far. That was early Top Gear, our old test track.
Geez, he was a young fella, too.
Where's the Stig?
Hey, look at him. Where am I?
This was, of course, the celebrated Sunday Too Far Away. Absolutely amazing movie. Now, if that's what he did to an FX Holden, you any idea what he did to our Proton Satrium? We want to have a look at the lap. OK, let's roll the lap. Plenty of attitude there across the line, mate, lighting up the tyres.
Hey,
Very unfussy.
Father Christmas.
Talk us through that left-hander, mate.
Whoa, there he goes. Look at this. Coming round. And he's going to go around the drums. Whoa, bit of a worry, and around again.
Which is the hardest bit, you reckon?
I reckon the hardest bit is coming up where you come back onto the main runway and you've got so much runway that you're inclined to go too far out. If I had another shot at it, I'd pull a bit.
Well, that's where we are right now. 304 and onto the straight.
There he goes.
Looking pretty unflustered.
Not that unflustered. Look, he's got
Knowing smirk.
knowing smirk.
Down through the chicane.
Down through the chicane.
No brake lights.
Hey?
No brake lights, didn't lift. 06.
There you go.
Okay, that was turn 7. Now the bus stop.
Oh, come on, mates. Oh.
Very, very clean and smooth. Lovely exit and across the line. Jack Thompson, brilliant driving.
Like a cabbie.
That was bloody purposeful, I'll
Hey.
tell you. Now, Bisley's up there, though. He's a bit hot.
I know he's a bit hot, mate, but I heard about his training and everything and doing the Grand Prix driving as a special guest, and we were watching that, and my wife said, you're not going to drive that fast, are you? And about half an hour later, my son said, you're not going too slow, though, are you, Dad? When I headed out here today, he said, you're not going to go really slow, are you? I said, no. He said, good, because I want to be able to tell the blokes he can drive.
Well, Jack, I don't think your son is going to be too embarrassed because you did it in 1 minute 31.1. Outstanding. In our motor race, you are on the front row, not just off pole, but in front of Vince Colosimo. Brilliant driving, fearless.
Fearless.
And he didn't wreck the car. Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Thompson.
Thank you, mate.
Now, we were talking before about that fantastic Lightning electric car, and you realise that there are some true geniuses in the world. And then you look at some other cars and you realise there are true drongos. And you have to ask yourself, what were they thinking? Now, in the early 1930s, a farmer from Gippsland took a Ford sedan and he cut it down and he made the world's first ute. And he famously said he needed a car that he could take his pigs to market on Friday and his wife to church on Sunday. Or was that he could take his wife to market on Friday and the pigs to church on Sunday? Nevertheless, the ute was a worldwide hit, so much so that an English limousine manufacturer, Armstrong Siddeley, decided to tackle the Australian ute market, and they made this, the Armstrong Siddeley ute, the world's first limousine ute. Now, this was a pretty nifty thing because fly-blown sheep could drive around all day in the comfort of leather seats, and roo shooters could sit in the back and do some fancy circle work and not spill a drop of Earl Grey tea. So in my book, the winner is Siddeley.
I love the idea of a, early Maloo. It's got leather seats and it's a ute.
It's also got suicide doors. How like they open that way? How lovely.
Brilliant. Well, this week I've actually got proof that money can't buy you taste. Have you all heard of the Italian design house Pininfarina? Yeah. If you think of a Ferrari, especially a good-looking one, chances are it was designed by Pininfarina, right? Now, they've done some amazing things, but they got a phone call from the Sultan of Brunei who says, of course, I've got all these cars, but what I don't have is a Ferrari station wagon, and they came up with this. It's a 456 GT station wagon. Absolute shocker of a thing. I mean, this is one of those situations that you just start to understand that naming cars are really apt. This was actually called the Ferrari Venice, mainly because it was about as long as a gondola and probably handled just as good. So, I mean, what's next? The Lamborghini People Mover. So, Pininfarina, what were they thinking?
Heaven help them if they ever turn this monster into a wagon or a ute. It's Australia's hottest supercar. Stay tuned. from the bright lights of Melbourne lies the languid locale of Lang Lang. And as Steve discovers, in Lang Lang lurks a powerful secret.
For 40 years, the locals of Lang Lang have been hearing strange roaring sounds. Sharp squealing screams. And at night, seeing lights cross the horizon at incredible speeds. Outside of town, there's a top security facility that tests secret weapons, like Victoria's Area 51. But here, you won't find ET, just HSV. This is Holden's proving ground, and they jealously guard their secrets. Spies have been caught trying to photograph their new vehicle tests.
Here we go.
So I'm surprised they let me in.
Not a good shot, I know.
Didn't think I'd have to get that checked till I was 40. Maybe I shouldn't have worn the blue shirt.
The high security, high colonic was worth it because I'm going to be let loose on the track in the fastest, most powerful car ever built in Australia, the W427. 2 decades in the making, 2 years to complete. This is a serious car for serious enthusiasts. 427 cubic inches is 7 litres, for those of us who don't remember black and white telly. The 375 kilowatt V8 comes from the Corvette Z06, and then it's amped up beyond supercar status. This car subscribes to the Barry Hall School of Muscle and the Barry Hall School of Interior Decorating.
Now, this is the bit I've really been looking forward to. It's the 5K high-speed bowl, and I'm in the fastest Holden ever made.
Okay, I want to show you a really neat little trick. Doing 165 k's an hour in the top lane here, and because the banking is parabolic, you can do that. How cool is that? That's actually quite freaky, not cool. 165. Actually, cruise control on. There you go. Oh, rotor's position at 165 k's an hour. That's neat. Actually, I could probably just jump in the back. Go for a bit of a snooze. Instead, I put my hands back on the wheel to see how fast this beast can really run. 375 kilowatts. Love it. $2 in a fair 53 litres per 100, so it's using more than a F-18 jet fighter. As the speedo crept towards 250, something went wrong. Was this about to become my worst nightmare? 245, come on. What was that? Holy cow, that scared the crap out of me. It was the antenna on the back, flapping around on the roof. That's not a good design. Come on, where's 250? 248. Come on. Come on. 250. Ha ha.
Actually, there's over 44 k's of test track here designed to throw the worst Aussie road conditions at every Holden.
Now, No one that buys a $150,000 HSV is actually going to want to know what it's like on dirt, but I don't care. It's here and we're going to use it. Let's try this one. Oh, big dip, big dip, big dip. Ah. Lucky this thing's got a dry sump for the high G-forces. Big fishtails are important. Now, they've asked me if there's anything else I'd like to do with this car before I hand it back. And that's why we're here at the skid pan. Because whenever I have a muscle car, I like to do a bit of baking. Step 1, preheat to 200 degrees. Step 2, add some tyre granules. For step 3, I don't add milk and sugar because when I make donuts, I use water. Lots and lots of water. And there you are, instant donuts. I love cooking. I could do this all day. Apart from the red leather interior, I absolutely love this car. A few years ago, everyone was buying V8s, SSs, XR8s and the like, so they're a bit common. Now that the petrol price has gone through the roof, they're becoming rarer, which means they become even more special.
Now, mate, Holden have obviously milled this thing out aimed at the collectibles market almost. And if you think about it, I mean, people are asking up to $1 million for a GTHO, so 150, it's a snip.
Yeah, they're only selling 427 of these, so, I mean, they really will be a collector's item. I mean, the stock market's all turned to put, so you might as well invest in these instead of the banks. The only problem is, you know, out of the first 90 cars, 20 of them are being mothballed. I mean, it's a travesty. What are you doing mothballing these cars?
That really grinds my gears. It's wonderful if you've got the dough to collect stuff, but really, driven, not hidden.
Yeah.
But the point of this is, well, looking at it one way, it's a snip if you're investing, but another way, it's twice as much as that Club Sport we recently drove.
Yeah, exactly right. But the thing is, it's a lot more car. You've got to remember that a lot of these parts that are actually in this car are bespoke. They're really custom made. When you look at the brakes there, they're 380mm. They're actually bigger than a V8 supercar brakes.
They want to be, mate. It's a lot heavier.
Yeah, but it's also got, you know, special engine, custom airbox, exhaust, even the suspension's all different. It's a really special car.
Yeah, it's got to be Australia's beater anyway.
Absolutely.
That's what we've got.
Yep. I mean, you're going to have to look to Germany for some kind of, you know, competitor to this sort of thing. Something like a M5 or an E63, that's where you've got to look.
Yeah, but the thing is, this is 100 grand cheaper than an M5.
Yeah, and I actually reckon this would actually give it a blood nose. Awesome car.
Well, that's what you say. But some say that he knocked out a sump driving over the Simpson Desert because he mistook Uluru for a speed hump. Others say that his favourite movie is Herbie Goes Bananas because he thinks it's a porno. But all we know is he's the Stig. Revs are up. Great start. Lots of grunt there. Getting all of that to the ground. Down towards the question mark. Feeding it in. Oh, a little bit lively, actually.
Clarkson.
He is giving it his all through Clarkson. Nothing like you, mate.
Well, this is one of the trickiest parts of the track, up over the crest, and you've got a double left-hander here. This is so critical to a fart. Oh, look at that.
Lifted a wheel.
Downhill, and how wide does he go? Oh, that's pretty wide. Yeah, a lot of power there.
A little bit of a push on there. Down towards the chicane. God, the huge straight. That's got some mumbo. Quick through there.
Absolutely. I'd love to know what the top speed there was. I bet you it was high.
I bet he wasn't looking. Down through 06.
And then you've got this little funny left hand. Oh!
He's got a bit on. Oh, he's got a lot on.
Good work, Stig.
Into the bus stop. You've got a Stig's eye view. He's absolutely wringing the neck of this thing. Last turn, sideways, beautiful drift, and across the line. I mean, we cannot say that Stig didn't give Australia's best his all. That was an absolute mega lap. And I can tell you, comrade, we are going to have to move the BMW because the Stig did it in a 1:12.56.
Mate, as far as I'm concerned, that's Germany 0, Australia 1.
OK, Germany 0, Australia 1. The CLK Black.
Similar car, actually, 500 horsepower, 1.8.
Doesn't flatter our time.
No, but you've got to remember that those track tyres that it had are worth about 2 seconds. This thing's on road tyres pretty close.
Absolutely. Well, there you go. Softer tyres next time for the Holden. It's our first Holden V8 time, and I reckon that is going to take some beating.
Back to the Kimberley, where technological wizardry meets traditional wisdom, where the other two blokes come face to face with one of the horrors of the bush.
What's that? What's that?
Ah! A bee!
Oh, bee. Gee, we're a couple of big bushmen.
Meanwhile, Diesel had taken Warren on a beeline to the second waypoint.
Here we go, world's best bar. Won't let us in without a tie.
At least Warren knew where the campsite was, at Little Something Creek.
I reckon we've got it in the bag. I'm an old cowhand from the Rio Grande, and my legs ain't bold, and my cheeks ain't tanned.
This feels like half a main road. You sure this is the right way?
Oh, yeah, it is actually. We're making good time, even though it's slightly off course.
Oh, really?
Actually, you know what?
No. No, you're not.
No, turn right. Seriously,
I'm not.
Just turn right here. Just turn right here. Turn right here. This is quicker. I'm sure of it. No, it will be. Just trust me on this. Oh, yeah. Look at nature. This is better, isn't it?
This is great.
Whoa.
Got it.
Diesel, a GPS wouldn't show you where you're going to get bogged, would it?
Can I just make two observations? The grass is getting longer, and I don't think this is so much terrain as ravine.
Yeah, that's not good. Right.
Let me check the computer for an answer.
Ah! It's got, it just says points of interest. My left wheel's hanging in the air. That's a bloody point of interest.
Hey, Diesel, any idea where those blokes had been in the Hilux? They couldn't get through here, could they?
I reckon there's a guy with a horse with no slouch.
Ah, wacko, look at that. There we go. Little Croc Creek, where's that?
The thing that's cheering me up is the knowledge that High Plains Floater is having a less comfortable time than us.
He's eating flies and smelling horse's butt.
No, I'm not talking about his weekends. I'm talking about now.
I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle, as I go riding merrily along.
Aha! Final one. That's 15.
Look at that view.
Now, you're not going to be happy with this. You know what?
I haven't been happy all day.
It's actually a fair... It's back the way we came. Wonder where Was is.
Oh, good.
Was you there?
They say, oh, ain't you glad you're single?
You know what that means? He's ahead of us. Come on, let's go. Come on.
Warren may have been ahead, but he only had one horse, and we had 300 under the bonnet. Now it was a straight-line race to Little Croc Creek, to be greeted by a roaring campfire and rewarded with a cup of Billy tea.
How good is this? Well done, Diesel. Mate, you are the man. And you too, Ned, you're the horse. See? A local and a horse beats science fiction every time. Look at that. Cup of tea. Fantastic. Here's the kettle. Fancy cup of tea?
It's got to be good for something.
Too right.
Hey, I don't see him. I think we're
Wouldn't be too sure, amigo. I don't like what you see.
No! No! And he's lit a fire and everything.
Techno boy.
Cheers, mate. Now, I'm not one to gloat, but 300 horses beaten by one horse named Ned.
Bet he names his cars as well. Anyway, you didn't beat me. I was just the chauffeur. You beat him.
Anyway, back to the car show bit. GPS business aside, the grunt served us really well. You can't say you didn't have fun driving this thing around.
Okay. It was fun to drive. It was just the drive. Anyway, here at Top Gear, we're not just about cars. We're all-round athletes. After the break, we play lawn bowls with cars. Send Steve to review a car, we get a review. Send me, get a review. But when we sent Warren to review the new Astra, well, we got a glimpse of the fine line between genius and insanity.
It's a game steeped in tradition and also steeped in Denker Rub. A game of skill, scones and orthopaedic shoes. And every bowling club car park is a treasure trove of antique four-cylinder motoring. See, lawn bowls has been around since the 11th century. In those days, people used to drive Toyota Coronas and Toyota Crowns and Toyota Crusaders. But things have changed. In the 21st century, lawn bowlers drive these, the Holden Astra. Just as lawn bowls is becoming the favourite sport of a new generation of Australian athletes, so the Astra has evolved into a great little car. Its 1.8 litre engine gives it plenty of stick. It has loads of safety features with 6 airbags all around me and ESP, not extra sensory perception or extra smelly pants. It has the electronic stability program. And it's a very unusual feature for a little car. Not even the Toyota Corolla offers that. It also has the sport option. This setting means you're now bowling overarm instead of underarm. Sport changes the suspension to make it more firm and adjusts the throttle to make it sharper. So there's an undeniable link between lawn bowls and the Astra. In fact, if the Astra is the future of lawn bowls, then lawn bowls must be the future for the Astra. I can't wait to tell Charlie and Steve my brilliant idea and bring them in on it. Or drag them into it. I want to do for lawn bowls what Kerry Packer did for cricket. Make it sexy. All I need is one large open space, 6 new Astras, a large ramp that looks like something out of Thunderbirds, a very large jack, and 2 enthusiastic opponents.
No way! What the hell are you wearing? That is so you.
Thanks, mate. White is the new black. You like it?
No.
As it's my game, I'm going to set the jack. And I get to go first. You see, those two blokes, they don't have any respect for traditional history or just how important lawn bowls is. It's one of the sports that makes Australia great.
He is taking this desperately seriously.
You know, 7-ounce glasses of beer and lamingtons and all sorts of things. So what you do is reverse your Astra to the top of the ramp, jump into the passenger seat so you can't use the foot brake, and then release the handbrake. And then roll your Astra as close to the jack as you can.
Ta-da! In the hands of a professional. How's that?
Let's see if Charlie can beat that.
Now, you do realise he's way closer to the demographic of the people that actually do this sort of thing.
You mean the Mylanta drinking?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Are we ready? Okay, round that side, and in tight we go.
Oh! 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 Yes! Oh, you got the jack!
He got the jack.
Well done! That is what's left of the jack.
Luckily, I always carry another jack in the boot.
I reckon about here, Charlie. About right. This is where it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, you mean near your car. I think nearer my car, darling, because I actually hit it, not you.
Right there.
Oh, yeah.
This actually looks a lot harder than I thought it would.
He's taking a very wide shot. I'm liking this, coming around.
Watch this, boys, watch this.
Oh, that's actually pretty useful.
Caught that, eh?
The challenge is on.
Bocce lesson, look at this, eh?
Now that Steve and Charlie were starting to enjoy themselves, it was time for me to crush them and claim victory. So, for my second bowl, I took Horatio Nelson's advice. Never mind the tactics, go straight at him.
Oh, yeah. He's got it now.
Oh! Oh!
Whoops.
Where is it?
Top! Oh! Top that! That is how it's done.
With our last jack gone, I declared myself the winner. But with typical bad sportsmanship, they refused to lose.
Okay. Now, around the back of the red one, into the other red one. Yes, Dad, it isn't a proper job. Okay. Are we ready? Let's go.
Oh! Oh, round the back, round the back, round the back.
It's a goal! I'll give you bowling tactics. That's how it's done.
But is it under your car and my car?
It's under my car, of course. I'm holding shot.
Charlie!
I am holding shot, and they will never find it.
Although he looked completely snookered, Steve was still determined to give it a bash.
Righto, boys. Here we go. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go,
Oh,
here we
that's
go.
looking interesting.
Yeah!
Oh, shit, mate. I think he's hit his own ball.
Look at that. Absolutely.
Oh, no, I've got
Brilliant.
shot.
Measure that, boys.
But who measures up?
As Secretary-Manager of the Top Gear Australia Lawn Bowls Club, I would like to present the winner, Charlie Cox. Yes! With the congratulatory frozen turkey. You are what you eat, Charlie. Enjoy.
I think it was the company I keep. Now, it's hard to imagine how next week's show could be any better. I've just won a chook.
Next week, we run foul of the flotilla in the Whitsundays and play chicken in Toorak traffic.
See you next week.
Top Gear fans will find a range of merchandise from the UK series, including DVDs, CDs and books at Dymocks and JB Hi-Fi.